What's up, guys? My name is Cliff with the Creators Cup, and today we are going to build an audio isolation booth where we can record some sounds or Foley for a film that we helped make here recently. Currently, our studio does not have any type of audio isolation area, and honestly, the sound in this spot is not that great because we still need to do some sound treatment. Now, an audio booth can be incredibly expensive, and honestly, we aren't trying to spend a ton of money, so we're going to use some things we have left over from an old construction job, and we're going to buy a few things from Home Depot. So hopefully this doesn't cost more than $300 or $400, and you could even do it for a lot less than that. But this is going to be a permanent structure in our studio. So we're going to show you how we build it, and after we finish it, we're actually going to do another episode on recording Foley using the booth, which will ultimately go into the film that we're working on. So some people might ask, why can't you just record Foley in your studio? Why can't you just record it using this mic right here? Well, you can, but you're going to have echo and background noise, and you want to eliminate that to give you as much control as possible. That's the same reason you don't always use the sound from the location the day of the shoot. Some of the effects you may want to make more dramatic, and if you need to turn them up, you don't want to have to turn up the background noise with it. So without an audio isolation booth, anything we try to record is going to have a lot of echo to it. So in this studio, for example, if I just go ahead and clap my hands out in the open, there's a lot of echo, especially if I'm a long ways away from the microphone. And when we get done, we're hoping that we won't have any of that left over. So the first thing we have to figure out is, where are we going to put that booth? So yeah, let's walk around the studio and see what we can figure out. So we need to find a place for this Foley booth. And right now we're thinking this corner right over here. I'm gonna go probably about 6 feet. So pretty much where this concrete block is in this fake brick. That whole section from right here to right here. And then we are going to bring it out to about the edge of where the poster, or in line with these rafters. I think that's a big enough booth. And if we ever want to sneak that keyboard in there that my wife keeps telling me I need to learn how to play, we'll have room to put that in the booth as well. We have a lot of sound issues to deal with. So this concrete block right back here is going to produce a ton of echo. It is not good at all for sound. The solution we have is, we actually did a building a while back, because I used to do construction on the side, and they had a bunch of this left over. This is called Tectum. You can buy it. It's kind of hard to get, and I think about $100 a sheet for a 4x8 sheet, like plywood size. But there are other alternatives, and honestly, you could even just use like OSB plywood and some padding for carpet to create a similar effect. It might not look as nice, but honestly, we're going to cover up with some kind of either furniture blanket or fabric from Joann Fabrics anyway, so it really doesn't matter. This right here is the Tectum we got for free after we built a church. If you ever go to a church, which you should do that, they have this stuff in the gymnasiums in a lot of larger churches, and it helps reduce the echo. And these are the scraps that they had left over after they did this whole gymnasium. There's a pile here, and then another pile right here that Star is protecting. She's a little camera shy. So we're going to use that, and we're also going to use some 2x3s. I was going to get 2x4s, but honestly, these save a little space, and it doesn't need to be a strong wall or anything. And these are cheaper. They're like $3 a piece. And this rubber mat that I'm going to use for the floor, just so it kills your footsteps and helps reduce the echo on the floor, I think it was like $30. So the first thing we need to do is organize our space a little bit. And once we get done with that, we can kind of figure out a rough layout. I don't even have a sketch. I'm sure I'll probably show you something on the screen here somewhere. But yeah, just gonna kind of wing it on this project. But from what we've read and from what we've watched on YouTube, you do want to have the room not be perfectly square, and definitely not a cube. That's why a lot of times some bedrooms aren't ideal, and you want to break that room up a little bit because the sound waves will bounce at the same rate, which I guess produces the most echo. Again, not very technical, but this is what we've read, and we're gonna go with that. So we're gonna try to make it more rectangular in all directions, meaning sides are longer, it's higher than it is wide, and all that fun stuff. And that should help with a lot of it just by itself. And then if we just put some kind of sound conditioning in there, and in our case, it's that Tectum, and then also These $4 furniture blankets, I think we got these from Menards, Harbor Freight has them, Home Depot, Lowe's. They're usually pretty cheap and they work really, really well and they're not insanely expensive. They actually work a lot better than those little wedge looking things you buy on Amazon. Those are kind of terrible, to be totally honest. So yeah, enough of me talking. I'm gonna clean up this mess. I'm gonna fast forward a lot of this so I can listen to music and not get a copyright strike, and you guys can listen to Artlist. Thanks. Because we rent this place, we don't want to do anything that's so permanent that we can't take it down when we eventually move on to somewhere else. We also don't want to upset the landlord. That's part of the reason we're using like 2x3s and things like that. So some of the attachment points on this project are not going to be up to par or up to code or anything like that. It's just a little temporary structure that we can take down and that we can replace with something else, or if we move, we might even be able to repurpose some of it. So yeah, we got this corner clean, just don't look at the rest of the studio. And it's time to actually start building this thing. I think I'm gonna start by putting something around the ceiling up here so you can actually have like a perimeter to build off of. And I believe we're gonna put the entrance over here, and we're not gonna put a door or anything on it. I'm just gonna hang those furniture blankets over an opening and you can go in and out of there, because something else I've read, and I may be wrong, so correct me, is that bass actually needs to escape. Now, we probably won't have a lot of bass in there, but it's probably good to allow some of that sound to go out. And even though the studio is a little echoey, I don't think it's gonna be an issue, and probably even better to let some of that sound escape, at least through those furniture blankets. So yeah, back at it. We are going to put vertical boards here and over here. And then once we have those in and those are level, we'll do the same thing we did on the ceiling on the floor, and that'll create our structure. And then, yeah, we'll wrap it with some Tectum and with some of this cheap fake brick that I have left over from our old studio from our earlier videos. I'll try not to be too DIY on this. There's plenty of channels that do that, so I would imagine you have a little general construction knowledge if you're trying to do this. If not, I can recommend some channels that'll really help you out. It's not really all that hard, so let's keep at it. So our next step is to use this Tectum material on the interior of our booth. So I'll go ahead and pre-cut these pieces outside, bring them in and put them in on the inside. It'll be easier for you guys to actually watch what we're doing if I put it on this way, because if I box myself in, no matter how wide the lens is, it's gonna be kind of hard to see what we're doing. So yeah, let's get to it. I think that's gonna be day one for our Foley booth. And yeah, it's going really, really well. Been working on it for probably about 3 or 4 hours today. We didn't start till, I don't know, 2 o'clock. So far we have the entire interior done, as far as having all of the Tectum up. And again, if you can't get that, you can use like OSB and then carpet padding or just anything that will absorb sound. This is just something we came up with that was very convenient for sure. So what I'm actually doing now, I put this paneling on the outside and I decided it was kind of ugly, and I think sounds outside almost make it echo. So I have some extra. I'm gonna just kind of cover it up, and then I'm just gonna wrap everything in black and it'll just blend in with everything else. So yeah, This is going to be my stopping point for the night. I can show you real quick what it's like in there, and we'll do a quick sound test where we're at. So right now, with this terrible mic that's on my camera, that's out here in the studio, which really doesn't have any sound treatment except for the little bit that it's gaining from this new stuff we're installing now. So let's go inside and see what that's like. This is with the Tectum added, so I don't know if you can tell any difference in sound from me just talking, but if you listen to me clap, it almost sounds deeper because there's no echo. You're not getting that high frequency return or echo from it. I'm sure my voice changed a little bit too. So we will turn up and compare those two things. So again, I think we're doing pretty good so far. We still have a little more to do, plus we haven't done the floor yet. It's still concrete. See you guys tomorrow. The next thing I want to do is use this black landscaping cloth. I believe you can get this at like Lowe's or Home Depot, about $50 a roll. I think it's like 300 feet long. And as you can see, like it's somewhat transparent. But the main thing is air can actually flow through this. So if air can go through it, the sound will be able to travel through it really well and actually hit whatever your sound absorber is, whether it's that Tectum or if it's the stuff that I always forget what it's called that I'm gonna put right here again, that Home Depot carries. So yeah, this is what we're gonna wrap the whole thing in, mainly for looks and to keep the dust from that material from falling off, because it is pretty kind of like crumbly, dusty stuff, and we just don't want that in our room. It'll be ugly. So we finally finished the booth, and I'm going to take you guys on a walk around right now to check that out. I do want to say I appreciate you guys watching this video. It is kind of a long one and this kind of drug out a little bit, but if this is the kind of thing you're into, please consider subscribing and giving it a thumbs up. That kind of stuff really helps us. It motivates us to make more content. So yeah, let's go check out the booth, and let's start by turning off the regular audio and go to in-camera audio. So this is with a small video micro on top of our A7 III, and this is what the audio sounds like in this space. If I clap my hands, you can hear the echo and kind of the reverb in the room, right? So let's go ahead and go in the new booth and see what that sounds like, and yeah, just show you what we've done. All right, here we go. So this is the new booth. We built everything using that Tectum material with 2x3 stud framing. We used paneling in the center, and this is what we ended up with. It's not super classy, we know, but it does what we need it to, and it just provides a place to do audio with no reverb or echo, and it also cuts down on a lot of the sound. Now, this is not soundproof. There's a big difference, but it's already a pretty quiet space here, and this just adds to it. So this is the landscaping cloth I was talking about. This is how it finished out. It actually doesn't look too bad. I mean, it's not super professional, but it definitely works. And as you guys probably already know, everything in video and film is fake. So yeah, you could just black this down in color after the fact to make it look a little prettier if you ever have it in the background. We'll probably do some editing videos right here, and we'll just black this stuff out. So let's go check out the inside. So now that we're in here, you'll probably notice my voice doesn't have the echo that it had once before. It's a little more kind of drained sounding and just it's deeper, right? So this is how you get that kind of podcast effect, and this is how you get really good sound design and Foley without all of the extra room noise. This will also allow you to turn up the quieter noises without bringing up tons and tons of background noise too. So let's do a little clap test right here, and well, I don't have a tripod, so we're gonna set this guy down. So this is the clap test in this room. Versus I think that's a pretty great difference. Honestly, it really is worth it. I'm so happy we built this. Another thing we're gonna do is use this for like wedding videos and other videos that we do. If we record sound after the fact, say the bride and groom saying their vows, we'll have them come in this room and record it, and it'll be so much cleaner. So guys, thanks again for watching our channel and for supporting us. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next video very, very soon.